it was.
Oh, spirituality.
Yeah, and that is that spirituality belongs right at the center of the study. I don't think you can study consciousness without admitting that there has to be some element of spirituality in it.
Yeah, exactly. So once I became very convinced and I realized it's not just a psychological thing, it's a spiritual thing. That was the
Yes.
Yeah, it's a spiritual thing. It's your being. It's who you are that is interacting with life. It's not just how you process cognitive information. So it's 100%. It's even Einstein at the end of his life started talking about the soul and the spirit, because science is going to go as far as it's going to go. At one point, it's going to hit that wall, and that wall is admitting that you are a spiritual being. You are consciousness that is really unbound, that is absolutely infinite, that just inhabits this finite physical apparatus for a short time. But that's not who you really are.
I couldn't agree more. And as you just said, scientists will eventually hit a wall that they cannot go beyond, because as wonderful as our intellect and logic is, there is a ceiling that it hits when you get past logic and intellect in a 4-dimensional construct. So I have a question. With all of the scientists that you have worked with, I'm sure that they have varying degrees of beliefs and awareness and levels of intuition of what is beyond the 3D. Are there any scientists that you worked with where their skepticism was there, but following the evidence and experiments, something shifted for them?
Yeah, it was during the movie A Tear in the Sky. So for those who haven't watched it, it's really about UFOs. But the way I went about it is the scientific method. We try to set up a scientific experiment in 3 different locations at the same time to try to triangulate and collect data from 3 different points. And so on the team, I had 2 scientists that were totally hardcore mainstream scientists. So we literally were butting head that about certain topics. We literally could not mention the C word. C means consciousness. It was like, they'd be like, there is no such thing as consciousness. And I'm like, you're conscious, it's so strange. So anyway, this particular film, I was okay with the way, the approach. I actually wanted it to be very sciencey and very mainstream scientist, because that had never been done before. We saw like the CE5 and the communication with angels and ETs and stuff like that, but no one had done it strictly scientifically. So I kind of went along. I was okay with it. And of course, in my bedroom, I'd be like talking to, to whoever's out there, like, hey, are you going to show up? We have hundreds of thousands of devices and equipment collecting data. So, work with me here. So I was doing my work in the background. However, I had another scientist, Travis Taylor. I know Travis for several years. I don't know if you guys know who he is. He's on the show, the Skinwalker Ranch. And when I first met Travis a few years ago, he was so hardcore. You could not mention anything, let alone consciousness. But then when he started working on Skinwalker Ranch and doing more of these shows, and he was in my film as well, I noticed the change and the transition. It was incredible. So he was on set with the other 2 scientists during Tear in the Sky. And then I watched them have this awesome debate. So the 2 over here were saying, there's no such thing as consciousness. And Travis would say, but what are you talking about? There are many experiments, done on this, Dean Radin and all sorts of scientists have demonstrated that. And you're talking right now. You're a conscious So it was very fascinating watching the two, one scientist completely transformed and the other still in the old paradigm.
I think it's a great question. I'm glad you asked that, because I would have asked that. Tell us, I can't get out of here without, tell us about Superhuman. This is one of your most popular films.
Yeah, Superhuman was amazing because I feel like it's if you remember the movie What the Bleep Do We Know, and of course The Secret, this kind of is the next level, the next step, because we did these experiments on camera. So there was nothing faked or anything. And so one of these experiments, I mean, some of these experiments were remote viewing. We did an experiment with remote viewing to demonstrate the connection between, consciousness without being physically there. We did experiments, like I was saying earlier, water, DNA. We also did a very fascinating telekinesis experiment where we would move an object, a piece of paper actually, and then we would cover it with a glass and we would try to move it. And then we would cover it with two glass container and we would try to move it. And then we would put it in a different location. So I did one telekinesis experiment where we were moving an object long distance, and we put it in a Faraday cage to demonstrate that there was no thermal or electromagnetic or anything that was interfering. So we did that also with scientists. And finally, I think the most fascinating thing we showed in the film is the kids and adults too, who were able to be completely blindfolded and read and play ping pong and get on a bicycle completely blindfolded. So it's very, very encouraging and very powerful to watch this film, because all those who are working in this area will literally see the proof that this is real and how far we can go.
I think we're really at the tip of the iceberg of discovering just how powerful we are, and that it's not a select few individuals. Every human that comes on the planet is equipped with divinity inside of them that is just waiting for them to discover and explore and have that consciousness connection with a divine energy source that you are part of. And it happens one by one. So I would love it if you are able to take us through a meditation, because you do so many different kinds that help us really connect in with that source.
Yeah, so going back to that exercise, that experience that I had when I was 5, that energy that connected with me was that specific frequency, again, that I call source. And I realized that when we go back there, we basically reconnect with our original essence, like original self before any incarnation, before it's basically as you are created as pure consciousness. And I realized that aspect of you knows everything about this aspect of you, where you're going, who you are, what's happening. So I created this meditation called Connecting to Source. And so the more you do this meditation, the more you align with it, with that frequency, and it helps you bring clarity, feeling centered and calm and moving forward. So we can do a quick 5-minute version of that. People can also see it on my YouTube channel and website. It's free of charge, but let's do it together, because then we can tune in with the people who are here and those who are coming to watch this show. So sit up straight with your feet flat on the floor and close your eyes. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose. Deep breath. Exhale through the mouth. Again, breathe in through the nose, deep breath. Exhale through the mouth. One more time, breathe in through the nose, deep breath. As you exhale through the mouth, relax. Bring your focus to your heart, to this moment in time. Say quietly in your mind, I ask and intend to create a sacred space. I ask to let go of all distracting thoughts, distracting energy, distracting information. My intent is to connect directly with the source. The energy of my original, pure, divine essence, who I really am. Breathe in through the nose. As you exhale through the mouth, from the heart, expand 360 degrees. Put yourself in a sphere of light. Now imagine that you can extend your sphere, creating a bridge that goes upwards through space, travels through space, through the galaxy, through the universe, and you find yourself right at the source. Take a moment to feel, see, sense your original being at the source. Set your intention to feel, see, sense, experience who you really are. And to bring that energy through. Breathe in through the nose. As you exhale through the mouth, imagine that you are merging with your original essence, your original self at the source. And now you are bringing back with you consciously that energy, and you travel back through space, through the universe, through the galaxies, through the planetary system, and you find yourself above the earth, above your geographical location, your physical location, and now right above your physical body. Breathe in through the nose. As you exhale through the mouth, bring that energy through the top of your head. Let it fill every cell in your head, your skull, your jaw, your throat, your neck, shoulders, arms, chest, stomach, belly, lower back, thighs, knees, feet. And let it come out through the bottom of your feet, anchoring you into the ground. Breathe in through the nose. As you exhale through the mouth, imagine every cell in your body is filled with this new essence, your true, pure, divine essence, from head to toe to the tip of your fingers. Every cell in your body expands and allows this pure essence into your being. Focusing on the heart, say, I ask to be who I really am. My true, pure essence in this physical form. To express my true essence through this physical form. To allow my physical path, earthly path, to unfold in perfect alignment with who I really am. And so it is. Breathe in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And whenever you're ready, open your eyes.
That
Wonderful.
was profound.
That's great.
Really wonderful way to
Yeah.
finish up our
Thank you.
time together. And for those who want to connect further with Caroline, her website is carolinecorey.com. And if you're interested in her films, why wouldn't you be? omnimianmedia.com is where you go. You can look for those links in the chat, and if you're watching the replay, scroll below the video to see the replay or the website links rather. I'm still in that space.
Yeah, I know. It's hard. It's hard to talk when you're
it is.
Exactly. But tell me how you're feeling. Can you share what you're feeling in your body?
I just go into these things so completely. As soon as you started, I'm floating. So it's hard to just come back and continue life.
Yeah.
You know.
And I felt for me, the bridge going up, and even though you said you, I was never a you. I became a collective.
Wow.
And so it was quite powerful and profound.
Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. So thank you again for all your filmmaking, what you bring to the world, and that beautiful meditation.
Thank you so much for having me. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. And we are now going to take a short break, and then we'll see you back here for the Circle of 12.
Welcome back from the break, everyone. You know, my whole takeaway from this interview with Carolyn, and thank you, Carolyn, for being with us, is that this is exactly what Kryon has said would happen, is that films are going to make the difference in a big way about what people think and how they think, and it's happening.
And I love that there's so much more to Caroline than just the filmmaking side of it.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, thank you again, Caroline.
What we'd like to do now is move into a part of the program that we call Miracle Moments. Now, it's about celebrating the miracles of others, and it's about connecting and sending love and compassion to those who are asking for a miracle. I want you to know that the energy of compassion and prayer for others is absolutely powerful. Group prayer works, and many of our members have told us about the miracles that they have received. It's such a heartwarming thing to read those. Wow. I'd like to ask Monica to share a miracle moment which has happened to one of our Circle of 12 members.
So this miracle moment comes from a dear friend of mine. Her name is Wendy, and she lives in Tasmania, Australia, which we affectionately call Tassie if you're an Aussie. And Wendy also put this miracle moment into the membership portal, so you can take a look at it there. But basically, Wendy is saying that she put in a request into the Miracle Moments prayer list for a family member who was in their mid-20s and was diagnosed with adult acute lymphoblastic leukemia. Pretty serious diagnosis. It was in their blood, their bone, their central nervous system, and it had crossed into the brain spine as well. So doctors gave a 10% chance of survival given the situation. It was tricky to find a compatible bone marrow donor, but they eventually found someone, and I can now share that miracles do happen. After 100 days from receiving the bone marrow, the tests show there is no more cancer. So thank you to the Kryon community. Your support, your energy, your love and light create miracles. And this was one significant example of a miracle moment. Thank you. And absolutely, Wendy, this is a huge miracle moment. And I feel that we can play such an important part by being an anchor of light and hope for anyone that we know in our family, even if they are not on board with our understanding that consciousness is energy and consciousness can change the outcome. And so we can also do this for others that are not even in our family environment. And so what I'd like to do now is ask for your amazing ability to anchor light and send energy to others to join me now as we send energy to those who are requesting our help, because miracles really do happen. I invite you to close your eyes and focus on the area of your heart. And as you focus on the area of your heart, I invite you to just slow your breathing. Nice, deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. And as we slow our breathing, deep breaths in and out, and focus on that heart area, we are sending a message to our body that right now we are in a safe place. And indeed, we are all connected with one another in this moment as we're just simply breathing in and breathing out, focusing on the heart, telling our body we're in a safe place and that we are joined with many other beautiful souls doing the exact same thing with the intention of allowing ourselves to receive and transmit the energy of love, of unconditional love, of peace, a tranquility that is so deep that it creates a feeling of relaxation and deep peace throughout every cell of the body. And in this state of relaxation and peace, we emanate a field of love that we have created in coherence with each other. And our intention is that this field of love permeates the cells of those who are requesting our help. Even if we don't know their name, we are aware that there has been a request, whether it's past, present, or future, submitted specifically to us. And we are taking the time right now of responding to that call. And so as that wave and field of love emanates out, as we receive it and transmit it, let us also include all those on the planet who are also requesting help. Some of them don't even know where to turn to, and yet they are included. For as a family of humanity, we are all entangled with one another. And so right now in this moment, as we're breathing in and out, we are receiving unconditional love and sending it out into the field, and ask that it goes into the cells, and that there is a sense and feeling of total relaxation, tranquility, peace, and acceptance of the divine love that is being broadcast 24/7 from the Creator. And so now there is nothing more to do but remain in the relaxation, the peace and tranquility, as we invite Kryon to come and take us to the circle of 12.
Greetings, dear ones. I am Kryon. Come a little closer. Let us continue this broadcast of love. The energy is set for what I wish to give you this evening. This is the circle of 12. And there are so many here, perhaps for the first time, that would not even know what that is. We'll call this an interactive meditation, but it's more. It's an invitation for any meditator or anyone who considers meditation as a tool, that energy can take you in places you didn't expect. This has been the way of it for eons in certain cultures, where they realized that they could meditate and change even the structure of their body, the reality that they have in front of them, the things that they considered real, all changeable through this energy of a human meditating. That is the idea here, that you would be able to cross a bridge of reality, and you would cross the bridge into another part of you, a grander part of you, the original part of you. The part that is here on your side of the veil, this thing you call 3D, is only a portion of a bigger picture. Your scientists have always said that. There are multi-dimensions, many, many. You sit in 4 of them. And so therefore the invitation is this: is there more? Can you visit them? What does it mean to you? And the big one that I tell you, you are part of all of them and only are participating in 4. So that 4-dimensional human isn't even normal. That's just where you decided to put yourself for now. I want you to cross a bridge of reality with me and go into that which is your soul. It's a real place, available, not just in your imagination, but something you can do. I guarantee, when it comes to measuring someday the human being in ways that you don't know how to now, you will find out that you can indeed expand your dimensionality and become something else. Come with me right now. Take my hand. Let's cross this imaginary bridge to a real place. Crossing this bridge is your, perhaps, favor to yourself. You might say it's your gift to yourself. It's an awakening. It's something you deserve. If you've ever thought about giving yourself something, this is where it is. This is your gift to yourself. You deserve this. It's your right, you might say, to expand that which is your own reality into a bigger you. You cross the bridge with me into that energy which is so beautiful, so perfect. Some have even called it a golden energy. It is where your higher self lives, dear ones. It is where all of those which we will call the angelic realm, they live there as well. Because you, when you are not here, are part of that angelic realm. And we have told you that before. You are bigger than you think you are. All of these things, whether you've been taught them or not, you can present to your own consciousness and say, is it possible that these things are real? You might even go further and say, dear Spirit, give me validation that these things actually exist and it's not just something we pretend. And when you give this, you are giving permission for truth. We have said this before. When you start that kind of a self-examination, you get results. And you start to realize there's always been more than you were ever told. And it's more that is beautiful, that is so much grander that you deserve. Get yourself a gift and come with me through a door in this place you call your soul that leads into a grand area, a huge area where there is one chair. And you're going to sit in that. The subject is change. And in this place, in this area with the chair, the others who have visited this place before understand it's where you're going to be administered to. It's a safe area where you meet pieces and parts of that which is God, which is yourself. You meet all manner of things here. And they're all good, dear ones. We call this a safe place because this is where you receive things. This is where you're loved beyond measure. This is where you're invited to drop all thoughts that you have that are not of love or compassion or kindness. All the worries of the day. Drop them away. Tell your psychology of your own consciousness. Tell that part of you that you are going to be able to pick them up again if you want them, so that it doesn't think you're going to throw something away. Your own psyche. Say, okay, we're going to put these aside. I'll watch them over here. They're over here. They're safe, and I can pick them up again if I want to. If I want to. It's safe. We're not asking you to do anything that you would not normally do, except this. Expand that which you believe is possible. Change. We've talked about it today. We'll talk about it next week and the week after and the week after. And so we wish to give you right now something. Sit in the chair. How many of you are ready and willing for a change of what you thought you knew? That is a hard one. Are you facing some kind of transition? Perhaps you're starting to awaken into a bigger truth and you're asking some questions of yourself. And you've tuned in to this particular broadcast, this live stream, and it's the first time. There are pieces and parts of your own body or your mind questioning, well, what is he selling? When is he going to get to it? When is he going to start the idea that there's another religion that you have to join? I want you to get ready for something you don't expect. There is no religion. There is no selling here of anything that you have to do except consider allowance of awakening to a bigger truth. If there is a bigger truth, will you allow yourself to hear it? If there's a bigger truth, will you allow yourself to see it and experience it? And if that is so, what do you do with it? And the answer is you become a more peaceful human, number one. Number two, you live longer. Number three, you spread love in this planet. Number four, you make a mark while you're here of compassion and kindness. That's it. There is nothing to join. There's nothing to dismiss except for the things that don't work for you. I want you to meet what is known metaphorically as an archangel to assist this transition, perhaps that you're in right now as you listen to me. Humans love angels. Jeremiel is one. Jeremiel is the angel of transition. I invite this angel to come forward. Here he is. And this angel will take your hand right now as you sit there and say to you, eyeball to eyeball, I am a divine piece of the plan for you. I am here to help you through transition that you deserve. The timing is perfect and you ask for it. Oh, what about that? The timing is perfect and you ask for it. And this angel is going to start walking you through some bigger truths. And it's going to come from your own intuition. As you stay, if you choose, while this program terminates, but it doesn't, it continues and continues. While this angel continues to talk to you about getting you through that which you didn't expect, moving from perhaps a darkness to a light, where there is no new belief system, there is no new religion. But instead, it's like awakening from a coma, where you wake up and you go, oh my, I didn't think I would see this unless I had passed over. But it's here instead while I'm alive. What an idea. What an idea. That you could have this kind of love wash and peace. And you could take the hand of angelic beings and God while you're here on earth. It takes you expanding to another dimension to do it, dear ones. And that's what you've done today, tonight. The invitation is to expand beyond that which you have believed you could expand to. The invitation is to get bigger than you thought you could be spiritually. The invitation is for you to understand you deserve it and that it's your birthright. The birth that you have from the soul onto this planet has a birthright, and this is it. You can find a bigger truth that is you, that is your soul, where you came from, what you belong to. A bigger picture of your magnificence. Stay with this angel. let this angel start to tell you about transition into places you didn't expect, change. Stay. And so it is.